Hello everybody, let's jump right into today's projects. For DIY number one, I'm going to start off with this wooden cutting board that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to go ahead and drill 2 holes into the top of this so that I can attach a string to make it hang. After I drill my holes, I will bring in a bit of a sandpaper just to go ahead and make sure that there's no pieces of wood to get any splinters by. So once I have my holes drilled, I'm going to set this aside, and I have found these really cute little satchels or sacks from the Dollar Tree that say Merry and Bright. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut the front piece away from the back piece. Now the string that comes with it, I am going to save this in order to create my string to hang this from the wall or the door knob. So once this front piece has been cut away from the back, now I'm just going to go ahead and even everything up to make sure that it's nice and straight, making sure that everything is nice and cohesive. Then once everything is nice and straight, it's visually appealing, now I'm going to go ahead and just start to fray these edges a little bit by taking these pieces of string from the bottom and from the 2 sides. This is going to create that really nice, almost kind of a shabby chic farmhouse kind of feel. So as you can see, my edges have been frayed and it looks really nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and where the channel was created for my string to go through, I'm just going to go ahead and cut those at an angle on the back just so that nothing peeks out of the side. To make my string for this piece to hang from the wall or wherever you choose to hang it, again, I'm using the same string that we cut from the bag, and I'm just looping it from one side, tying a knot, and that's quick, simple, easy for a hanger. So now once that's done, it's time to decorate this. So now to attach this piece of fabric, I call it fabric art, to our wooden board, what I'm going to do first is go ahead and attach those 2 ends, again, where our string channel was at, and I secure those with hot glue. Then I will go ahead and start to, again, use hot glue to adhere this to the cutting board. Now, at first, I had decided to go ahead and leave the top portion that bare wood, but then as I got to looking at it a little bit more, it didn't look right. So I went ahead and added some of that beautiful farmhouse ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and you'll see that at the very end when everything is revealed. But as you see, to go ahead and attach the sign to this cutting board, I just again used some hot glue, and that little silicone handle, you get that in the makeup aisle. I promise you it's a finger saver. So now to decorate this, I'm just going to bring in some little pieces of scraps that I have had of some pine branches, cedar branches, those beautiful holly berries. You can use whatever you would like to use. So please tell me down in the comment section, what theme are you going with for Christmas this year? Are you going for the woodlands? Are you going Victorian? Are you going glam? Are you going winter wonderland? Or are you going traditional? Let me know down in the comment section below, because I love to chit chat with you guys and see what you're doing for this holiday season. So once I have added my bit of greenery and my berries, I'm just going to take this really cute gingham ribbon that I found at Michael's, and I am just going to go ahead and tie a nice little cutesy bow, attach that to the top, and this little simple DIY is complete. Again, like I said, I chose later on to add some more ribbon to the top, and you will see this at the very end of the video. So sweet, so cute, and oh so simple. Anybody can do this. So moving on to DIY number 2. I have this Believe snowflake sign that I found again at the Dollar Tree. They do have these in the red and black buffalo check or gingham, whatever you want to call it, but they also have it in the black and white print. So what I have done first is I like this bit of ribbon. It's not really ribbon. It's just a strip of fabric that they have tied into a nice little cute bow. I decided to keep it. So what I've done was I just simply angled my two tails just to make it look a little bit more polished. So I have this piece of round plastic that I got from the little art stations from the Crafters Corners. I broke a piece of it and I didn't want to throw it away. So as you can see, this came in really handy. So to elevate this, I'm going to attach the snowflake to this piece of plastic round. But to elevate it, I'm going to use some of these really cute crafting blocks, again from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue these to the back of the snowflake, and in turn going to glue that on top of that round piece of plastic. And if you've been around to my channel for a while, you know that anytime I'm attaching something to make a sign, I do not like it to be flush. I like it to be like a 3D kind of effect. So now to bring in some nice greenery and to take this to the next level, I have these garland ties that I did pick up from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just simply going to fold these in half, and then I'm just going to go ahead and begin to hot glue these on the way around. Hobby Lobby also has these, and they are a slightly different shade of green. So if you wanted to, you could use the Dollar Tree ones and the Hobby Lobby ones as well. But as you can see, I went ahead and added a little bit more of that boxwood greenery just to brighten it up a little bit, because that dark green was just too dreary for me. So now to add a little bit more panache to it, I'm going to take this really cute ribbon that I found from Walmart, and what I did was I cut it down to a suitable length, tied a knot in the middle, dovetail my ends, and then I can just simply hot glue this and tuck it into my piece. And this is really, really, really going to take this project to like the next dimension. If you would also like, you can use different kinds of ribbon. You can use 3 different kinds, 4 different kinds. The sky is totally the limit. You guys take this project and, as I always say, make it your own. If you are enjoying today's video, I would humbly suggest and ask that if you're not subscribed, please consider sticking around by subscribing. Leave me a like and please leave me a comment. I love to chit chat and interact with you guys. So now once I have all of my pieces of ribbon tucked into my piece, you see how this has really, really elevated this. And I'm just simply going to give it a nice wavy kind of feel, because that I don't want the ribbon to be like just stuck straight out. This is going to add texture to the eye, make it very appealing. So of course, I'm not done yet. So to add a little bit more of that holiday flair, I have these bushes that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, and they do have the pine cones and the red berries and a bit of cedar branch on one bush. So I'm breaking this down so that I can use my pine cones and the berries and cedar branches, well, pieces of cedar branch separately. I'm just going to go ahead and take these pine cones. I'm just tucking these in where they look good at. Now, while I was tucking everything in, adding my various pieces to it, one thing that I can tell you is that when you are adding your different elements, use the points of the snowflake as reference points so that everything comes out nice and even. You don't have an uneven number on one side, or one side is too busy and the other is not. Use the points of the snowflake as reference points. So of course, once you get to a certain point, you can always leave it as is, but me, I like to go over the top just a little bit. So once I have placed my pine cones in, I'm just going to go ahead and use now these beautiful holly berries along with those pieces of cedar branch. And I really think that the red just really makes this pop. And of course, the cedar branches, they add another slightly off color green. So this is going to make it look like we have 3 different kinds of greens in this project. Now, the leaves that come on the bushes, the silk leaves, I do not like those. I absolutely hate them. But if you would like to leave those on, the choice is completely yours. Might I also add that I found that I didn't have to use hot glue once I got to a certain point. But once I have all of my pine cones and my berries put in, this is what it looks like. I think this looks really nice and really festive. You know, you guys don't be afraid to play around with different materials, with different mediums. Think outside of the box. This is not really my taste. My taste is more glam, if you know me. However, you know, when you jump outside of the box, you really find out what you can do. So now, to take this to another level, again, I know there are many levels, but to add a little bit more spice to this, I wanted to take that ribbon that we had, the check ribbon that they already had on the snowflake. I removed it, and now I'm going to make my own bow to make this elevated just a little bit more. So I have taken 2 pieces of ribbon, well, 3 pieces. I have cut them all down to equal length. And what I have done now, as you see, I have formed my 2 loops with 1 piece of ribbon, folded these over, and now I'm going to go ahead and tie these together along with the 3rd piece of ribbon that we cut to form our ribbon tails, well, bow tails. I'm going to tie these in the middle. You just simply scrunch them up, tie it together in the middle with a piece of twine, or you can use a cable tie if you would like, or a piece of ribbon, or a chenille. Once I have tied this in the middle, I'm going to go ahead now and take another smaller piece of ribbon. And with the smaller piece of ribbon, I am going to show you how I'm going to make the piece to cover the middle portion of this bow. So with this smaller piece that you see I have in my hand, what I'm doing is simply laying a little bit of hot glue on one edge, and I'm just going to simply fold the opposite edge over it so that everything is nice and finished. Once this is formed, I'm just going to take a dot of hot glue, place it on the back of my bow, wrap this piece around the very middle, hot glue the other end of it on the back, cut away my excess, and there's my bow. So cute and so simple. So once I fluff this bow out, I'm just going to add this to the top of my snowflake that I will hot glue that black and white checkered print bow that came with it on top, and I am completely finished, you guys. How cute is that? So now let's move on to DIY number 3. So for this final and 3rd DIY, I found these 2 peace signs from the Dollar Tree. I really like them because they have like the word peace, of course, but they also have that beautiful poinsettia background. So what I have done is I am using this piece of MDF board that I had left over from another project. I'm just going to simply mark this down to where it will fit across the horizontal portion of that peace sign. I'm going to trim away the extra, and I'm just going to go ahead and sand it down so that everything is nice and smooth. So if you don't know how to cut down MDF board, what you simply do is you make your mark and you take a nice sharp crafting knife, make a few scores, about several scores, and then the excess will just simply pop off. So once the excess is popped off again, I just simply took a piece of sandpaper, just sanded it down nice and smooth. So now I'm going to attach both of these peace signs to my longer edges or longer sides of this MDF board. And I am using my gel super glue. I really love this stuff. It works wonders. So once I have both of these attached to my piece, I'm just going to simply turn it upside down as you see, and I'm going to take my staple gun and just staple these together to make sure that everything is really nice and solid. If you don't have a staple gun, you can always use some of those metal tacks from the Dollar Tree as well. So now to create the sides of my, I guess you can call it crate, what I'm going to do is take some of these medium-sized crafting sticks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just simply going to lay these down, 4 on each side, attaching them with super glue, and I will do this to both sides. However, once I have attached them with super glue, I'm also going to go in with that staple gun to make sure that everything is in place. So I want to brighten this up a bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush this with my Adirondack white chalk paint. But before I do, I am simply going to take this masking tape and I am marking off or protecting my green word peace so that the dry brush does not get on it. Might I add, when you are making your sides to make it look like a crate, I personally wish I had more of the larger sized crafting sticks from Walmart, but I didn't have any and I did not feel like going to the store. So to make it look a bit more finished, in my opinion, I would like to use the larger crafting sticks. So as you see, I'm simply dry brushing this beautiful, again, Adirondack white chalk paint, and this is by Folk Art. I did pick this up from Hobby Lobby. I'm just simply dry brushing this all over the front, well, on our border. And I'm also going to dry brush the sides. This is going to help hide those staples, but it's also going to give it like a wintry white kind of a feel. It makes it nice and bright. And I'm going to do this also to the top edges as well. Once my paint is dry, you see I'm removing my masking tape and my word peace is still nice and intact. So to cover the bottom, I'm going to use felt, and I did purchase this from the Dollar Tree. You can purchase it from Hobby Lobby or Walmart as well. I am lining the bottom with this felt because I don't want to take any chances of those staples in the bottom of this piece to scratch my table or my counters. And plus, if you plan on selling something like this or gifting this, you can always make this look more professional when your bottom is covered. To attach my felt to the bottom of this project, I'm simply going to lay down some hot glue all the way around the perimeter of this, and then I'm going to, of course, place some hot glue in the middle, taking my time making sure that I don't miss the mark. But I will tell you that I did cut this a bit bigger than I needed so that I can take my scissors and I can go ahead and trim away the excess. Now, I know you're wondering what I'm going to do with this crate. I began at first to put a little arrangement in it with some candles, but then I thought, this is going to be really, really cute on my buffet table for the holiday meal. So what I have now is I have this beautiful tissue paper, gift wrapping paper from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take 3 of these miniature mason jars, and you guys wait till you see what I'm going to do. I am simply going to place the mason jar in the middle of that wrapping paper with the shiny side or the top portion of the paper facing up. I have placed all 3 of these into this crate. And what am I going to place in it? not flowers, not candles, not candy. But I am simply going to place some forks, knives, and spoons. How cute is this to put at the end of your buffet tables where your plates and napkins are? I think this is just really, really cute. I made one like this for the fall. I didn't video it, but I just made it for our Thanksgiving dinner that we had at church. And I got quite a few compliments on it. So I decided to make one for the holidays and share with you guys. So tell me, how cute is this? I think this is very practical and it can double over as well. So here are all three of our projects that we have made today. That believe sign, I think is just absolutely adorable. I think I'm going to use this on my kitchen door. That piece utensil holder, I absolutely love it. I must say it's my favorite because not only can you use this for your utensils, you can fill it with greenery, berries, even with candles, LED candles that is. And my Merry and Bright sign, as you see, I did add those two pieces of that beautiful farmhouse ribbon to the top, and that just finished it off. You guys, I hope that you have enjoyed today's video as much as I have enjoyed creating these projects and sharing with you. As always, my prayer for you is that you continue to stay safe, you continue to stay blessed, and remember that even in the midst of this pandemic, God is still ever so good. So until next time, be blessed in Jesus' holy name. Bye-bye.